Hey there, how's it going? So a few days ago, I posted this video on LinkedIn and some other socials about my first attempt at trying to make a video game. One of the really cool tutorials I found was like how to recreate the classic Flappy Bird game, which used to be all the rave like 10 or so years ago. So much that you can't actually find the original game anymore. It was removed, but it's a great game, it turns out, to start getting stuck into making my first 2D game. Everything was made in Unity, which is a free software which anyone can go to use, and it's a software that's responsible for just making a bunch of really big games out there. And I thought it'd be cool to just pick it up to start. I really love video games, and the idea of actually making one on my own in such a short period of time was quite mind blowing. But the tutorial that I followed, and I'll leave a link to it in the comments, was so easy to follow, and within about 1 or 2 hours I had the working copy of my version of Flappy Bird, which I called Flippy Bird. So the original video that I uploaded was like version 1 of the build, and that's basically what I came out of when I finished the tutorial. I came out with Flippy Bird V1, and that's what I posted. Over the last few days, I've been adding a few other things on Unity to try to improve the game and make it a bit more fun to potentially play. And I think I've got it to a point now which I'm quite actually happy with it. The best thing about this process was like just the amount of different skills you need to bring in all together to be able to make a game. So obviously with Unity, you have to learn a bit of coding. So I learned a bit of C#. I still have no idea what half the C# coding even means, but it got me thinking about the logic behind it and how complex this could potentially get. So even as basic as the bird jumping up and down, you have to code that in to say when you press a key on your keyboard, the bird's supposed to jump. And then you have to kind of decide the velocity of that jump. Is it going to be a big jump? Is it going to be a small jump? And messing around with that. On top of all these different things, there's like extra complications, like the game over screen. When you collide with something, and you have to code that collision as well, make the game over screen appear and make a button appear, which is like try again, and it restarts the game. When you start to really break down all the little things like that, you just start to realize how complex even a simplistic game like a Flappy Bird ripoff is to make. So over the past few days, I've added like a couple of different things in just to make the game a little more feel like a game and just add different features in there. And I think I've got it to a point where I'm really proud for it now. So you've obviously seen the first version of the game. Here is the latest build of the game. You can see we added like a loading screen, we added some animation to the bird, I edited the pipes a little bit so it's a little bit easier to get through. The original version was quite brutal, now it's a much easier game to play. And we also added like, just basic animation for the clouds in the background as well. So it looks more like a more fun game to look at, I think. On top of that, I actually wrote an original song for the game called Flippy. Or Flip the Bird, whatever, I don't know what the name is, which I also can link somewhere as well. And that's playing in the menu music and also during the game as well. I want to say thanks for the people who supported the original video, and I hope that you see the progress made now. And I'm looking forward to moving on to making other games using this software and continuing to learning and expanding on my skills. This was quite a process, but it's really exciting, and now I can see the potential, and I just want to keep making more games now, so I'm gonna go do all that.